It's Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, joined by Lansing Lugnuts catcher Mike Reeves. Mike, first things first, what led you to Florida Gulf Coast?
I actually played for a travel ball team called the Ontario Blue Jays. And what they do in the fall, they go down the East Coast and play all the colleges. So I got recruited to Florida Gulf Coast there. And my roommate at the time, he was going to school at Florida Gulf Coast. He was a shortstop there, so he had a big influence on me going there now. So, yeah.
Were you always a catcher?
Yeah, I was a third baseman and a pitcher too, but when I was like 4 years old, my brother's 10 years older than me, so he was throwing to me in the backyard. He's 14, I'm 4, and I missed the ball and he knocked out my first 4 front teeth. And I got these teeth in my hand. I go to my mom and she goes, "Well, next time you should have catch the ball." So I guess from there on out, I was the catcher. Was
there a catcher you look up to?
I loved Greg Zahn growing up just because he was the Toronto catcher, obviously the Molinas. But one guy, George Kateris, he was a Canadian catcher, and Russell Martin also.
Speaking with Mike Reeves of the Lansing Lugnuts, how did you spend this off-season?
I was in Fort Myers. I went back to where my school is, and I did a lot of fishing, a lot of working out, and just trying to improve my game.
What style of fishing do you prefer?
I like the ocean just because you never know what you're going to get.
Biggest thing you've ever caught?
Oh, I haven't caught many fish. I did a lot of fishing, not much catching, but I caught a pretty big mackerel once.
What have you learned from catching? Speaking with other folks, and they say Sal Fasano and other folks in the Blue Jays organization, it's a good organization to learn how to grow as a catcher. So how are you growing?
Well, Sal is a guru at catching. When I got to Pro Bowl, I thought I knew a lot about catching, but when I got here and met Sal, I realized that I was just at the tip of the iceberg. So, he's a big influence on, guys' careers and how they're going to develop as catchers. So I just do whatever that guy tells me, and hopefully it works.
Where were you when you were drafted?
I was at home in Peterborough, Ontario. Rather stressful day because I was a senior sign, so I was playing or I wasn't. So it was my nephew's birthday party, so my sister lives like 4 houses up from my parents, and I had to leave the party to go listen because I was obviously pretty nervous. But when I got drafted, I went up and we all celebrated up there.
How quick was that turnaround between getting drafted and playing in pro ball?
2 days.
That quick?
Yeah, it was
packed up.
Quick. Yeah, so they just called me and they said, "Hey, meet us in Dunedin." So I got on a plane. I didn't know anything, and just brought my baseball glove and started playing 2 days later.
What was your first experience in professional baseball like?
It was awesome because I went to Vancouver. They sent me to Vancouver, and it's obviously amazing playing up there in front of 55 Canadian fans that are screaming, and everybody's right on top of you. So it feels like there's a lot more people there, and it was obviously awesome winning a championship. So the experience was incredible.
When did you have that feeling with the Canadians? You know what? This is a team that could win the title.
You know what? All the way through, our manager Clayton, I feel like he did everything to win the championship, but I feel like everything was planned. So, throughout the whole year, it was just kind of like it was easy, and there was pressure on us, but we knew how to play in pressure situations, and it prevailed in the championship.
Fun thing, you've been a catcher, and especially in spring training and beyond, you've caught some really talented arms. Who is the best fastball that you've caught? Probably
Chris Sale. I caught him in college. He's a 3-time All-Star, and he made the big leagues that summer. He got drafted, so I'm gonna go with Chris Sale.
Was there something besides stuff that made him stand out?
He's good. I mean, stuff is what he's got. He's a lefty, and he's throwing across the left-handers and the ungodly slider.
Was there a reaction of a batter who had to come up and face him that just made you laugh, that you just enjoyed? I know what's going to happen next.
Well, there's plenty of guys in college that he made look ridiculous, but the one thing that I'll never forget was most teams knew that they weren't going to hit off Sale in college. So one team actually in the conference tournament just had their pitcher hit, not a hitter or anything, took the biggest hack of his life, connected, and hit a massive home run off him.
Closed his eyes and swung.
Yeah, so that was very memorable.
All right, that's fastball. Let's talk best breaking ball.
Oh, man. His breaking ball is I got to go with Sale again. His breaking ball is ungodly. I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in the major leagues right now.
Is Sale the answer for changeup too?
Yeah, I would say so. He's got all three.
When you're out there behind the plate and you see the pitcher might be getting flustered or whatever it might be, when you go out to the mound, what do you try to tell him?
You know, a big job of a catcher is making the pitcher feel comfortable and confident. You know, some guys like to go out there and get too fired up, and you got to go out there and calm them down, or, you know, vice versa. They get too relaxed out there. You got to go fire them up. It just depends, you know, pitcher to pitcher, and, you know, the relationship you have with that guy. There's a lot of factors that come into play with that.
What are the other jobs that a catcher has that a fan might not even think about?
You know, they call the catcher the player manager, player coach. He's the director on the field. So, you know, the big thing about a catcher is he's leading everybody on the field. You know, he's getting the signs from the coach, and he's kind of like the lieutenant or captain of an army.
Speaking with Lugnuts catcher Mike Reeves, let's say a fan comes to a game. What do you want that fan to take away from watching you play?
That guy plays hard.
He sees that.
Yep, that's it. You know, I've always prided myself on being a hard worker and, you know, just playing as hard as I can. And, you know, whether it's good or bad, you know, I gave it my all and I have no regrets.
What is the biggest game you've ever played in?
The championship last year in Vancouver. It was win or lose, and we won. So.
What is the biggest at-bat you've ever had?
It was in Vancouver, the championship game. It was the 7th inning, and I hit a double to score a run, and it kind of gave us some more cushion to go into the 8th and 9th.
Mike, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Lugnuts catcher Mike Reeves. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler, and this is Lugnuts Baseball on Big Country 92.1.